way you have been inappropriate in your comments about Governor Holt.
I've made every effort to work together with the governor. I realize Christopher Rance's job is to try and stir the pot. I have the utmost respect for the governor. I think he's doing a great job. We had a banner year last year. We're going to have a banner year this year in terms of accomplishments for the people around working together with this governor. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I think he can break Jay Gronstal's record of 16 years in the governor's office, and I look forward to working with him for the next 20 years as governor of the state of Iowa. We can move this state forward. We proved it last year. We're proving it this year, and we'll continue to prove it.
In your statement on collective bargaining, you said you referenced whatever changes might be necessary. Are you saying that the bill that was passed by both chambers is going to be modified?
Well, listen, we believe in working in a collaborative way, and we're gonna, if the governor has concerns, we're gonna work through those concerns with him, and if that requires changes, we're willing to consider that. So that process is ongoing, and we look forward to that opportunity. We think this is an important piece of legislation. It grants modest new rights to public employees in terms of collective bargaining. So we think that's a good thing to do. We look forward to doing it. Frankly, Democrats in the legislature have been talking about this for all 9 years here, for 26 years in the legislature, and we think it was good legislation. But that doesn't stop us from listening to the governor and hearing his concerns. And if there are changes that will make him more comfortable with the bill, we are open to that possibility.
What would those changes be?
That's why we're having meetings and having discussions.
What particular section of
That's why we're having meetings and having discussions.
So he hasn't laid out any specifics to you that you're...
We're not going to negotiate this through you guys, okay? We're going to work with the governor. We're not going to do it through press release or through press conference. We're going to work in good faith with the governor, and I'm confident we'll get there.
The folks who don't like this bill have been kind of a unified front in the manner in which they're critiquing it. Is there any critique of this bill that you've heard that is particularly egregious or particularly false that you'd like to correct?
I think we moved a piece of legislation that is good for workers and for working families in this state. I think it gives them modest new rights in bargaining. What the heck is wrong with the cops coming to the city administration and saying, we'd like to have Kevlar vests? Current law won't let them do that. That's absurd. And that's what this bill changes. It lets people talk. And I think it promotes a harmonious workplace. Read the preamble to our current chapter 20. That's what this is about. It's about respect for workers and being willing to listen to their concerns about how the workplace works. It makes workplaces more efficient, not less efficient.
President McCarthy, you held a news conference some months ago on immigration. That was going to be you guys worked on the session. Yet to save that bill, you had to put it in Ways and Means. Why are you unable to pass this without more speed and big votes?
I would use the word to save the bill. There's procedural moves that can be made to keep issues alive. It's a large debate. It's a large issue, and bills that we've done thus far, funnel deadlines, and working on the budget, it's not been something that's been ripe yet to come up for full floor debate. So that's something we're going to continue to work on as we move forward. But the goal is to try to do something on this year because Iowans are asking us to do it. But we also want to be very mindful of the fact that we're trying to make sure that the issue stays focused on where the larger problem is from our view, and that's on the corporate CEO side, not on the folks that are being brought here for cheap labor. And so we're trying to explore as much as we can that when we have a chain debate on that issue, that's where the debate lies. And so we're going to be mindful of that. But just not ripe yet, but that would be rephrasing that we've had to say that it's very much light right.
Do you know if the smoking conference committee has actually met yet? And if they have,
Yeah, only organizationally, and the reason why it was delayed, as it's been reported in the press, is that the chair of the committee on the House side is a new father, spent some time with his newborn baby, so they've had an organizational meeting, but in terms of their substantive negotiation, that has not occurred.
Have they scheduled any meetings yet, do you know?
Has that been set yet, Paul? You were the first? Okay, so it looks like it'd be sometime, if not today, then it'll be sometime next week. They probably have the first session discussion.
It's also
It's
not
open
funnel
for the
based. It's also not funnel based. We've tried to focus a little more on those things that
Yeah.
did need to move through the funnel than those things as you know, we canceled an appropriations committee meeting today because their bills are not subject to the funnel. Our focus, the last couple of weeks has been to get House files out of committee.
Next week, is it fair to say that there will be more attention paid to budget?
It is likely that towards the middle or to end of the week in the House, we'll start beginning some budget debate. We shift to the final phase of the legislative session. I believe the judicial budget will be ready to go. Not sure what other budgets we may start to take up, but we'll start to be shifting this next week towards the final phase and start debating budget bills.
Transportation is moved in the Senate, and transportation is moved in the Senate, admin and regulation is moved in the Senate. We'll be moving additional budget bills next week. I think our goal would be to have them in play, one house or the other, by the end of all budget bills by the end of next week.
What's the likelihood of being able to move the open records bill through the Senate next week?
High.
So you think that'll get out of the Senate in time to actually be able to pass in the House as well?
Yes, as you know, that bill has been referred to appropriations, and probably the most important element in that bill, in our view, is to create an enforcement mechanism. That enforcement mechanism takes money, so that bill will be redrafted as an appropriations bill, and be coming out of committee next week, and I anticipate, I haven't looked, I don't know, but it wouldn't surprise me if you decide to take that up sometime next week and pass it.
So you're putting money in computer enforcement?
That's correct. I don't know the estimates, but it's obviously going to take a few bucks to hire staff, and hire people, and we are going to pass an enforcement mechanism. And in my view, that's really the most important element of this bill. Ordinary citizens have difficulty using the open meetings and open records laws, because there's nobody out there standing up for their right to get the information or to attend the meetings. And we're going to create a state mechanism of a department that is going to help ordinary citizens access public information or go down on local governments that don't open their meetings.
In regards to the budget again, do you anticipate, spending some of the unexpected tax revenue that's come in the present budgeting year?
I think we will wait until we see what day of the meeting? April 4th. The April 4th revenue estimating conference will meet on April 4th. We'll see what they say. We won't make any decisions until.
Shouldn't you not be waiting to see what they say? I mean, by law, shouldn't you just be?
In an ideal world, yes. We worked very hard to come up with a balanced budget. We filled our reserve funds last year. We will fill our reserve funds this year. We paid $183 million to the Senior Living Trust Fund last year. We paid $193 million to it this year. We're continuing to correct some of the bad budgeting that occurred in the last 10 years. And we have made continuous improvements since we got the majority. Last year's budget was better than the year before. This year's budget, on every measure that the state auditor criticizes budgets for, on every measure, we will make improvements this year.
When you say all the budget bills will be in play by the end of next week, does that mean that at that point you'll be able to give us a big picture number? The spending level will be X dollars, and there will be a percentage increase over current?
I would anticipate, first of all, you will be able to take that by individual budget sub, individual budget categories. So you'll be able to look at admin and reg, compare it to the governor's recs, and compare it to fiscal 08. So you'll be able to do that. I anticipate once we get the April revenue estimate, very shortly after that, probably by Monday of the next week, we'll have a full balance sheet out for everybody to review and understand what we're doing. Anything else?
I didn't, probably asked about salaries and standing, are those also going to be out next week or not? No, the budget stuff.